Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the most magical podcast in the Midwest, the Magic in the Midwest podcast, starring USA Today best-selling author J.B. Michaels and his more successful wife, Ashley Michaels. And now, your host. Well, hello everybody, welcome to the Magic in the Midwest podcast. This is podcast number 86, the 86. Is the podcast number for this particular week. Ashley is pontificating, pondering something very strangely. Her face looks really weird. She just shot it up with a bunch of Botox.
I did.
Because she's super old.
That's not why. Do it for my migraines, but it definitely helps with other things.
Oh, jeez. Yes. So I am JB, USA Today best-selling author of many books. New book coming out is Raftery's Ghost. It'll be out this fall, upcoming fall, probably September for the full launch of the book, which is very exciting. So please, check that out. Look into that. Also, what? What's this? Well, she's trying to move her forehead because she's got it all shot up with
yeah, guys, I fainted this time when I had it done.
Right.
Give me
problems.
That thing.
Problems.
This is distracting.
Okay, so your face is distracting.
Thank you.
So this is the 86 podcast. Please check out all the books on MrMichaels.com, MASTER Michaels.com, if you want to learn more about the works of JB. And also, we have exclusive EPs on magicinthemidwestpodcast.bandcamp.com. So we have lots of cool things and cool content and attraction smackdowns and funny things that happen on those podcasts as well. So if you are loving this content, go check out that content.
How could you not be loving this content?
Right. Also, please, we need you to reach out to someone, especially, if you're, right now is when people start to plan out their summer vacations, their trips for the year. If you need help with that, we have a great friend. Her name is
Emily over at Magical Mouse Travel. You should reach out to her. The best way to get a hold of her is through email, emily@magicalmousetravel.com. She is amazing, you guys. She is a great friend of ours. We met her through the podcast. She is lovely. We adore her. And she is also the world's best Disney vacation planner.
Right.
She can book Disney, Universal, Disney Cruise Line. She can do all the things for you. She's very knowledgeable. She's also from the Midwest, but travels to Orlando often. She is a great resource. We cannot recommend her enough. We have used her in the past, and it's always a lovely experience. So if you're looking to book a trip, which you probably are, reach out to her. Again, it's emily@magicalmousetravel.com.
Yeah. So please check out Emily at magicalmousetravel.com. And like we said, she is great, and she can help you with all the details.
Yeah, she can do, of course,
all the things.
It comes at no charge to you. There's no additional fee for her services. Which is amazing. And you can control whatever parts of the trip you want. If you're a seasoned Disney vacation planner and you enjoy the process, but you want to help support her business, you can have her book your hotel and tell her that you want control over booking the dining and all that, and she'll let you do whatever you choose, or she can do it all for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So check that out, ladies and gentlemen. The 86 podcast, today we are going to talk about the best things, the coolest things that we've done outside of the parks. Okay, so the coolest things we've done outside of the parks, but still on Disney property. Okay, so that's the caveat, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. I think we've touched upon these things in the past, but Ash and I wanted to revisit this because going
into the parks is really expensive.
Yeah, going into the parks has become they just again raised ticket prices.
Shocking.
So that's I think the ticket prices since the year 2000 or something have gone up 70% or something. That is a lot. That is a lot.
It is a lot.
That is a lot. So
is it a lot?
It's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot. Yeah. So it's another big bump in price. Also, just recently, all the reviews are trickling in for the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, which we're not going to talk about at length because we haven't been there. But again, the biggest thing people are talking about there is price as well. For a family of 4, it's about $6,000.
For 2 nights.
For 2 nights of intense Star Wars awesomeness, from what I hear, but who knows, right? So it is expensive to do things. It's expensive. Now, the thing is about Disney resorts and Disney property in general is that you can, if you want, you can, especially if you're DVC, like we know we're coming back, so we kind of seek out other experiences that we wouldn't normally do. If we were just going down for like 4 nights and staying, at a moderate or All Stars, and like that was our only trip we're gonna have for the next 5 to 7 years, we approach things differently.
Yeah.
But if you are looking for a day or something to do something different, this is that podcast, right? We're gonna talk about the different types of things you could do. We'll probably miss some things. But we have done a lot of these, and we've there's a lot to cover. So I don't know, Ash, why don't you start us out? What's one thing that we did outside of the parks that you like to do?
Well, one thing that I did was go on a blind date without your knowledge.
That's weird.
No, I'm just
That
kidding.
is very weird.
It was
That
great.
is terrible. I hope that it went really horrible.
Well, it went great. We keep in touch.
Ew, gross.
No, I think the most obvious one is Disney Springs that everyone already knows about, but it's a great option.
Right. It is a great option. So Disney Springs is Disney's private mall, outdoor mall entertainment complex that does not require any money to go into. Okay, so you can just go there.
Yeah,
you
there's some
shop.
great places to eat. There's lots of places to shop. You can kind of fill your day.
Yeah.
I would say a good portion of your day.
I would say if you are adults and you're not going with any children and you, maybe only want to do one park or go to the parks a little bit or whatever, Disney Springs is a great resource for you because if you're staying, for us, we stay at Saratoga, if we were to stay. Saratoga Springs is a Disney resort that's literally right in the Disney Springs resort area.
You can walk.
You can walk from Saratoga Springs, which is Disney's biggest resort and most expansive resort, and it's also DVC, but you can pay cash to stay there if you want. You can walk to Disney Springs, and there is so much to do at Disney Springs that you could make a weekend of just trying out different restaurants there, going to a movie at the AMC theaters there. There's lots of different things you could do. One night we did something in particular is we ate at the Boathouse at Disney Springs, which was excellent. Really a great restaurant. Really fantastic food. You could also take the aqua cars there if you want. You could get out onto a boat that's basically shaped like a 50s classic car.
More money.
It costs like $125 or something like that to rent one of those for like an hour or half hour or something. So that's another activity you can do. Plus, there's so many different experiences you can have. After you go to Boathouse, you could go to the Edison and have a drink, right? Mm-hmm. You could go to Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, just check out the Indiana Jones themed bar that they have there. By the way, Indy 5 just wrapped filming. So, Indiana Jones 5.
You can think about that while you're there.
Ladies and gentlemen, is done filming, so look out. That's coming soon. Also, so Disney Springs also has an expansive shopping area, and not all of it. Most of it is kind of high-end, but there are spots that aren't as bad. Obviously, the biggest store in all of Disney World is the World of Disney store.
Old Diz.
Or as some relatives say, Old Diz. They said it called Old Disney. But anyway, so that was cool. So there's a lot of... Disney Springs used to be Downtown Disney and Pleasure Island. Now it's very different, and it's relatively new. So if you haven't been down to Disney in a long time, this area is beautiful, and it is nice.
There's a lot of high-end shopping to be done there.
It is. I mean,
mostly high-end. There's some other shops that aren't as bad, but I would say a good portion of it is more expensive stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is. So
like Coach,
something to think about.
Yeah, that type of thing, which is fine. Just
Gucci, Coach,
just to let you know.
Yeah, stuff like that. So interesting to say the least. That's something that we. The Lego shop is there. There's a cool Lego store there. There's a Rainforest Cafe in Disney Springs if you're into that type of thing. There's a T-Rex diner with a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex and volcano.
What's that place with the Earl, the sandwich place?
The Earl of Sandwich.
Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah, and then you also have...
A lot of people really like that place.
Right. And then you have Gideon's Bakehouse, the famous cookies that they have there, where apparently you need a reservation to get into. Like, you have to get in a line queue to get into the place.
And this isn't food, but I love the Christmas shop.
Yeah, Christmas shop there. And then, of course, there is the Cirque Du Soleil, which they just released a new show recently there, Drawn to Life, I think it's called. And it's about one of the... kind of takes the work of a specific Disney animator and sort of brings his drawings to life in a Cirque Du Soleil show. So that's another thing you could do. Geez, I mean, there's a lot. I feel like there's some key thing that we're overlooking. What is it? I can't remember. Oh yeah, there's the balloon flight. You could get in a hot air balloon, rent that, kind of get a good look at the Disney from above. Okay, so that's another cool experience you could do there.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't think we have to hit everything that's there. I just think Disney Springs in itself is an option. There's a lot to do. Right.
There is. Okay, and then another thing too. If you're, there's also a plethora of golf courses on Disney property as well. If you're into golf and you want to take your clubs or rent some clubs and just hit the links, you could do that. There's Palm and Magnolia golf courses. There's the golf course at Saratoga Springs. Lots of different ones.
Yes, beware of the gators.
Beware of gators, because they do run along the golf course sometimes.
We have seen it,
especially during storms. Yeah, like if there's a big storm.
Well, hopefully you wouldn't be golfing when it's storming, but maybe you'll get caught in a storm.
Yeah,
and if you do,
just be wary. You're going to see some gators probably running around.
Big ones.
Big ones. Big
ones.
All right. Yes. So there is golfing to talk about. And then, of course, if we're going by the Magic Kingdom, so if you're staying at one of the Magic Kingdom resorts, I mean, there is so much to do. They have built it out. And that's one of the cool things we need to talk about. The concept of Walt Disney World Resort was really Disney having another chance to do this resort destination type of thing, because Disneyland, was first built with no resort hotel or anything in mind. Right. It was just a theme park. That was it. Mm-hmm. So Disney, when they got decided to build another big resort complex, they decided to build another theme park. They thought about a resort complex, on top of that. So that's where we get, the Contemporary and the Polynesian. So those are some huge things about it. So, okay, I should tell us some things that we've done in those Magic Kingdom areas that we've done that we...
Yeah, on our honeymoon, we rented one of those little boats.
Yeah, little sea rays.
And
sea rays, yeah.
Went around on one of those.
Yeah, in the Seven Seas Lagoon and over by Bay Lake.
Yeah, that was super fun.
That was really neat.
A little scary, but fun.
Well, I mean, I wasn't scared.
Well, you were driving, and it was...
Scary?
Questionable. I was like, what if we fell out and there were gators in there?
They wouldn't do anything. We were too big. What are you trying
to say?
exactly what I'm trying to say. No,
that was a fun thing that we did. I don't remember how long you get to rent them for, like a half hour.
Yeah, it's not long. It's like a half
But
hour.
there's other things you can rent. Can you rent jet skis and a few other things?
Pontoon boats, I think you can do and get out there and fish and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we rented
out
what is it called? A sea racer?
Sea Ray.
Sea Ray.
I think it's just called a Sea Ray.
Sea racer.
Sea Racer.
The way you were driving it was like a sea racer.
Right.
No, but it was fun.
It is really neat to get out on the water there and look at, like, you can see the Magic Kingdom. You know, you can see the castle.
We went around by the Polynesian. Yeah, we went by the different resorts. It was fun.
It was really cool.
And it was an easy process. I mean, I don't remember exactly, but we just went down on the dock and asked to rent one out, and we got on one. Did. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. So that was the bulk of it. You could also, I think, parasailing is still a thing you could do
from Jurassic World 3.
Yeah, from Jurassic World 3.
No, not Jurassic World.
You idiot. From Jurassic World 3. And I said yes. Shut up. Jurassic Park 3. Yes, you could do some parasailing as well out on Bay Lake. It's just, there's a lot to do. So also, you can resort hop, which we've talked about a lot before, but you can go to the Grand Flow. Mm-hmm. Okay, the Grand Floridian. I hate what it's called, Grand Flow. Grand Floridian.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like it.
But you call it that all the time.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you always do.
I don't. Well, I don't like it if I do.
That makes, like, 0 sense.
Right. Okay.
Go on.
Doesn't have to make sense.
The Grand Flow.
Yeah, the Grand Floridian has an extensive shopping, again, another shopping location. There's a few stores there that you could go into. And there's 9 different restaurants just at the Grand Floridian alone. So you could try different flavors. And try different things.
Maybe you could do 9 restaurants in 9 days. 9 and 9.
9 and 9. One of those would be Vicky and A's, and that would be a lot of money.
Take out a loan.
Take out a loan to go to Vicky and A's. That's right.
If you're eating there, you probably can't afford to go into the parks.
No, you can't.
No, you probably can.
Right. Yeah, I guess if you just were dropping that kind of cash, it wouldn't matter. It's funny. When I was a kid, the Grand Floridian was sort of like a cool destination we would try to get to if we were, on the monorail. Mm-hmm. We would just try to go there just to see the grand lobby, the piano playing. I mean, it's a pretty lobby. I mean, it's grand, obviously. So we would go there to kind of check it out and see, and, go into the little bath shop that has all the bath bombs and bombs.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're just saying resort hopping like it's just, but you could spend a lot of time doing that. You could pick one resort that you've never been to or that it's been a while and head over to that resort in the morning and check out the lobby, eat at the quick service place or somewhere else. I don't think you're allowed to pool hop as much anymore.
No, they tried and locked that down.
But still, even just like we went over to Art of Animation, one of our previous trips, and I mean, we spent a decent amount of time there. I know that resort has a lot more to probably see outside of the resort, like with the characters they have, but we spent a decent amount of time there. So you could do that. I mean, there's a lot of Disney resorts.
Yeah, we basically just went to those, to Art of Animation and just took pictures with Harrison at all the big, cool statues and stuff that they have.
Right. And you can take advantage of the resorts that are nearby. Like when we stayed at Boardwalk, we walked across and checked out Yacht and Beach Club. When we went to see Art of Animation, we weren't anywhere close. But if you're on another resort monorail, you can hop on the monorail and just kind of make a day of checking out the other 2 resorts.
Right. And
like a half day.
And there's so much detail in these resorts that you can spend like a decent amount of time taking pictures of the Grand Floridian lobby and different things that are there, like in different pictures and paintings and design. I mean, if you're into design and architecture and things like that and hidden Mickeys and stuff, there's plenty to do, Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you could go to the Contemporary Resort, which is what's cool about the Contemporary. It's the first resort. Along with the Poly. And you have the Mary Blair mural, which is beautiful. You got the Grand Canyon Concourse. And then you've got the most, probably the most popular over time, character dining, which is Chef Mickey's. And, I mean, it's an experience in and of itself. And then, of course, you've got, there's multiple restaurants there. And, of course, the California Grill is at the top of the Contemporary. So that's another amazing spot.
And then, to move away from Magic Kingdom now, you have Riviera, which has a lot of dining opportunities there. So you could check that out, and you'd be close to Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
Right. So, yeah, and then there's, like, certain special ticketed events as well. Like, there used to be. I don't know if they're going to bring it back. But there is the Mickey's Backyard Barbecue over at the Fort Wilderness Campground, which you don't need to be staying at the Fort Wilderness Campground to go to the barbecue. You could just go to the barbecue, which was a cool, like, storytelling and musical show.
You have to purchase tickets, right?
Yeah, it's a ticket-based thing. And then, of course, there's Hoop-de-Doo Review as well over there.
You guys cannot recommend that enough.
Right. When they bring it back, you got to go, right? Pioneer Hall is where they have that. Again, that's at the Wilderness Campground. And, the campground's another one of the original places to stay.
Maybe my favorite dining experience on property.
Yeah.
So far. It's just, for something that's, it's not exactly inexpensive.
Again,
but
it's
not
a
the most
ticketed
expensive.
Event. Right.
But it's fun. And the food is good.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
It is really fun, and they do just kind of keep pouring the beer and pouring the wine.
Yeah,
so you can drink as much as you want.
It's fried chicken. It's food that I think most people enjoy. Corn, mashed potatoes.
Hearty, home cooking. Right? Hoedown cooking. Hoedown. I don't know what I'm saying. Help me. Stop looking at me. Like, you're not going to help. Nope. You're just... Oh. Okay. So yeah,
go there if you want to go to a hoedown.
That is that's highly recommended. Highly. And then people. Okay, so here's an interesting thing, Ash. I want to talk about this for a little bit. You mentioned it, so I'll touch upon it.
Okay.
You said the Riv. And from what I understand, the Riviera is a grower. I feel like people say it grows.
Opposed to what?
Is a grower. Like it grows on you.
Opposed to what?
As opposed to it just being amazing right away from the start.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
What is kind of dirty mind do you have? What are you talking about?
I don't want to say it on the podcast.
Okay, gross. I don't know what you're trying to get at.
You do know.
No, I really don't.
Everybody else
I really don't. And so, yeah. Anyway. All right. And then what else? What else was I going to say?
It grows on you.
It grows on you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think, okay, so there couldn't be a bigger contrast, I guess. Whereas you have the Grand Canyon Concourse. You've got the Wilderness Lodge lobby, which is grand. You've got the Polynesian, which has the Great Ceremonial Hall, which is kind of, a nice grand space area when you enter the resort. And then, of course, you've got the Riviera, which is supposedly, the Grand Floridian of the Epcot area. Like, it's supposed to be the top resort.
I have my feelings on that.
And what I mean by grower is that, like, you go in and
Stop saying that.
It's not gonna wow you with a grand lobby like those other resorts. It's got a very smaller, kind of intimate, more European style lobby. But I guess the rooms are so exquisite, people like it. The restaurants are really good. And, the vibe is really nice there. So, the staff is amazing.
All about the vibes.
Right.
You know what? I'm less concerned about the lobby. I'm partial to a really grand, amazing lobby because you're paying $1 million a second to be there. But the part that bothers me the most is that they're kind of acting like it's the Grand Floridian, but in acting like the Skyliner is some sort of substitute for the monorail, and I'm just not having it because we've been around for that line, and it was intense in the middle of the day, and that's never really the case for the monorail from your resort.
Right.
So to get stuck in this 30-minute Skyliner line, while it's 94,000 degrees outside, is not like being at the Grand Floridian.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's just not.
Interesting.
But
you haven't experienced it, though, so.
I don't need to experience it.
Right. Well, I'm just saying.
To know
I'm just saying. So.
I don't think that's necessarily
No, I know
true
I know what
everything.
you mean.
Do you need to experience syphilis to know that it's bad?
No.
So,
Right.
okay.
Gross. That was a really bad comparison.
But did I make my point?
Did it?
Did I make my point?
Did I?
No, I mean, I'm sure it's beautiful and there will be a lot of things that I like about it. But I'm
Right.
saying that part, to me, is a huge drawback.
Okay. So, yeah. So that's it. Interesting.
Remember
so,
how did we do that? We were like trying to get over by somewhere.
Oh my gosh,
We got on
it was
the
terrible.
Skyliner,
Oh.
and we realized that to get on the Skyliner on the way back was going to be insane.
The lines were insane. And this wasn't even at a time that, like, it was full capacity resort situation. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like at the height of summer or something.
And I was like, to advertise it as top dollar and all this stuff, to me, you have to get all the perks of the transportation, because that's a huge part of staying at the monorail resort. So I get that the Skyliner is great. I actually like the Skyliner.
That's another thing you could do outside of the parks, just ride the Skyliner.
But, I never... Now, I mean, I don't know about you guys. Now, not on the way back from the parks, but on the way to the parks from the monorail resorts, have never waited in a long line ever. There's just not enough people to have to wait in a long line to get on the monorail.
Well, there
From
is.
the
I mean, there's
resort.
ramps. Oh, okay, from the resort.
Well,
yes.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay. Yes, yeah, I understand what you mean. Yes. That's good points.
Thank you.
Right. Good,
Thank you,
good
JB.
Job. Good job. So yes. So that's another. So the Riv, it's another thing if you want to just check it out. You can. There are some cool mosaics and artwork that they have done there on the grounds. Again, detail that you might want to check out. I would look for those as well. And then of course there is the Wilderness Lodge, which actually is a resort that has like a special tour that you could go on that's free of charge. I think it's like at 11 o'clock or noon or something every day, or maybe once a week. I think it's once a week. I don't think it's every day. Where you could learn about the Wilderness Lodge and the basis for it and the different things that, different tribes, different things that went into the design of it, the look of it, the totems, the inspiration for the lodge, which I think is really neat. So it's something you could do there at Wilderness Lodge that is not inside the parks. And then, of course, there's the Geyser Point and then Roaring Forks, and then, of course, the Storybook Dining over there. Geyser Point is one of our favorite spots. It's a cool spot right on Bay Lake, right on the shore of Bay Lake. And it's an outdoor bar and grill. So if you want to go there, grab a burger, have a beer, relax, it's beautiful. Plus, the Wilderness Lodge at night is possibly the most beautiful resort on property.
I'm with you.
It's amazing. When you're out by the pool area at night and the lodge is all lit up, it is so peaceful and so nice. It's just nothing else like it. Okay. So, yes, there's that. Okay. And then at a Magic Kingdom resort, you could probably find the Seven Seas Lagoon and watch the electrical water pageant at night as well. So that's some cool entertainment that you can look at.
And if you're going to make a reservation at California Grill, you could do that so that you can view the fireworks.
Right.
You can time it.
Yes, and I've noticed that still dining is 60 days out. Any reservation.
If you're listening to this
right now.
Right.
In February of 2022. Dining.
Maybe they're going to be finding this in 2026 when we're like wildly famous.
Right.
And like working for Disney.
Probably.
So you heard it here first.
You heard it here, guys.
Or you could do what JB plans on doing. You could just park yourself at the entranceway of one of the monorail resorts and just start greeting people.
Just greet people.
And hopefully, count on Disney
hopefully
hiring you.
Hot chicks talk to me. Is that what you're going to say?
That's fine, too. I'll be in the World Showcase.
Getting sloshed.
Trying to pick up dudes. Getting sloshed. Yeah, just hope that they hire you as a greeter.
Right. Yeah.
And if not, you just do it for free.
Yeah.
Working for free.
Working for free, guys.
There's a guy in our neighborhood that always talks about how he's working for free.
It's like, well, you did volunteer.
Because he's pulling weeds in the common area of the clubhouse.
I get it. I guess you are, sort of.
And he tries to get us to join in, and we don't.
Right. Go to the pool.
We're really good people.
Right. No, stop. Okay. And then, of course, Wilderness Lodge is just one of my favorites. I mean, I don't even know if I need to do anything but be at the Wilderness Lodge when I'm there.
I don't feel like we're really focusing on... Why are we talking specifically about Wilderness Lodge?
I was just another thing to do outside of the parks. Idiot. Okay. Okay. And then we got the... another spot we could talk about is Polly, which we've talked about at length on this podcast a ton. There are other things to do outside of the parks, Ash. We've got, we have miniature golfing.
You already talked about that.
We didn't.
You did.
I did? I mean, I might have mentioned it. Okay. But you can if you want to go mini golfing.
All right. I don't think we need to go into more detail than that. You can go miniature golfing. Do we need to talk about all the places you can do it?
You're so mean.
I mean, but let's not draw it out. Let's keep it interesting.
Okay, what else? Okay, go ahead. What's the next thing?
I don't have anything else. But I don't want to just fill it with crap.
That's not crap.
I can't wait till we do videos and people can see how stupid your face is.
Right. Oh, man. That is some scary...
Everyone's going to have to look at what I look at the whole episode.
Okay. Also, great spot on property to go to if you're not wanting to go into the parks, you guys, is the boardwalk.
Yeah, you can grab a margarita.
Yeah. Joe's Margaritas Shack.
You can go into Jelly Rolls, the piano
Jelly
bar.
Rolls, yeah.
Okay, stop doing that face.
Yeah,
what
Jelly
else is
Rolls.
there on the boardwalk?
Big City River Grill Brewing. You go get some brews. Go to Trattoria El Forno, which is a very nice Italian restaurant.
And just being on the boardwalk is actually really fun.
Yeah.
Just be on the boardwalk.
And the Flying Fish.
And the Flying Fish.
Yes.
And if you go over to Yacht Club, there's the Yachtsman?
Yeah, the Yachtsman Steakhouse. Then, of course, there's the Beach Club, which has Cape May Cafe if you like seafood and stuff. Yachtsman, I'm sure you could get seafood as well. Then there's the Flying Fish restaurant.
I just said that.
I did. Whatever. And then, yeah, but you're right, Ash. Just being on the boardwalk is cool.
It is.
That whole area is a great walk. If you want to walk around by Yacht Club, Beach Club, and Boardwalk. Beautiful, beautiful resort area. It's just to die for. Just lovely.
And the way that the Boardwalk resort is set up is that there's like this area where they do a lot of the movie showings and stuff, like outdoor movie showings for people staying at the Boardwalk. A lot of the resorts are super spread out in the way that those areas are kind of like in the middle or hidden somewhere. But the way the boardwalk is set up, like that center main area that they use for the activities is right there on the boardwalk. So it feels alive. Like the energy on the boardwalk is really cool.
It is. There are also, I think there was boats you could take out there too as well. And then there's those, what's the name of those bikes that we rented? The bikes. What are those called?
Surrey bikes?
Surrey bikes. Yes, you could ride Surrey bikes.
Don't ride one with JB. He's almost tipped it over. I don't know how many times. And then I'm not supposed to react.
Ashley was physically attacking me the last time we were on a Surrey bike. Like physically attacking.
Yeah, I stand by it.
Like physically hurting us.
Yep.
Me.
Not us.
It was crazy. Well, our son was there, so it would have been both of us.
I was protecting him. He was just strapped to the front like this little blob.
Like E.T.
You're like, what am I supposed to do? And I'm like, slow down before you turn.
Then she almost killed us.
No.
She was causing more problems than me. So
I think you all know who to believe.
Right. Not you. Okay. So that's another fun thing. You can rent Surrey bikes. You guys rent Surreys.
Yeah, pretty much at any resort, I think.
Yeah. And then some of the moderates, there's great things to do at the moderates as well. They're like the Caribbean's really spread out. You could also go explore those areas, go to different quiet pools. Coronado Springs as well now has the Gran Destino Tower. So there's lots of things you could do there. Check out the tower.
How many spas are on property? There's one at Saratoga.
Saratoga has a spa. Grand
Floridian.
Floridian has a spa. I don't think Riviera does.
What about Disney Springs? Is there any spas there?
I'm not sure. I don't. There used to be.
If you want to get Botox like me, you can get it there.
Right. Botox yourself.
I wouldn't recommend doing that on vacation.
Don't. Yeah, because you're going to be limited and you'll melt and it'll go into your brain and you'll become like Ashley, which is horrible. So anyway.
Right. I think about it.
Right. So, but yeah, anything else to add, Ash? Or are we good? I'm sure there's stuff we haven't thought about, but I think we're good.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of went into some specifics, but yeah, there's the golfing, the dining, the resort hopping, the renting of, little boats or jet skis or whatever. And yeah, I think I already said dining, right?
Yeah.
Dining.
Yeah.
But I mean, just listing that short list, there's so much to do within that list.
Right.
That, could take up a lot of your time.
So pretty cool stuff, you guys. Pretty cool. So I think that's good. We pretty much did it all. We could add some more if we wanted. I mean, I don't know what else to add. I mean, I feel like we hit it.
Isn't there something over by Animal Kingdom that you can do? Oh
yeah, Animal Kingdom Lodge. You can have a safari, actually. Your own private safari at Animal Kingdom Lodge in the area.
Is that the one where they take you and you get to, like, you
feed
go,
the animals?
Not like off-site, but you go, like, outside of, not like Disney property, but beyond the hotel, and there's somewhere you go where they show you.
Yeah, where they have the animals.
Like behind the scenes. Right. Or is that like a separate thing than
the
safari?
No, I think it's the same thing.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But,
just that we don't know anything about. But
right.
Google it.
Right.
Ask Emily.
Ask M. When in doubt, ask M. Yes, ask M. And here's the other thing too, you guys. There's a ton of special, like, ticketed experiences you could do outside of the parks too, like the dinner, the fireworks dessert party, or the fireworks dessert, like, boat ride that they used to do on the Seven Seas Lagoon, where you could, have some dessert, get on a boat, and watch the fireworks, for Magic, at Magic Kingdom from the boat. There are some other, like, special ticketed experiences that you can do outside. If you're a DVC member, go on the Top of the World Lounge at Bay Lake, watch the fireworks from up there. And if you are a DVC member, you could take a group with you up to the Top of the World Lounge as well, if you want. So, I mean, there are, the safaris, there are some tours, and I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do outside. But really, at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want, you guys. You could just chill at the pool, relax, take it in, and just, like, enjoy yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, we talk about all these things you could do, but really, if you want to just relax and chill and enjoy your time, you can do that however you want. If you just want to chill by the pool, stay in your room, make some popcorn, get cozy, whatever it is however you vacation, there's still plenty of things to do and ways to relax on Disney property that aren't the parks. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up for this week's Magic in the Midwest podcast number 86. Please rate, review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Deezer, all sorts of places, YouTube, like and subscribe. Remember, check out Ask Em at Emily at Magical Mouse Travel. Check out our Bandcamp exclusive episodes at magicinthemidwestpodcast.bandcamp.com. And my wife is looking real sleepy right now. She needs to take a nappies. So we're going to go. She's going to go take a naps. All right, everybody, she's got a nap time for her. She's, she only can go for a little bit at a time. She's like a toddler, All right, so from the Midwest, see you later.